Dumb fun.
I've been working so hard today, and so I'm just swamped.
What's going on? What's going on with you? What are you working
Well,
on?
I'm doing some painting. I'm doing some intense oil painting.
Yeah.
And I'm so mad because I gave one of my more recent paintings of a balloon of fruit, and I gave that to Kim Kardashian West, and then she posted it online and said her daughter painted it.
That's and so that's do you feel that's an insult that's an indictment of your abilities?
It's obviously an indictment of my abilities because, first of all, she thought it was great. And then
Well,
she wanted to tell the world that her daughter made it. I wanted her to post it and say, wow, acquaintance, Letty Lamora made it.
uh-huh.
Buy her paintings.
Yeah. But this is the painting is court ordered, right?
Well, the painting is more of a therapeutic situation.
And that's what's court ordered.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for anger management. Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, you had that incident. I think
At
it
the
was
zoo.
at the zoo. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And
I
that's
threw a bear. Fine, I'll admit it. I threw a bear at a 5-year-old child. That was not mine. And
no,
apparently, you're not supposed to do that no
and
matter where you are in the world, London, Chicago.
it wasn't a cub, no, because this is the thing that you did at the Lincoln Park Zoo when we were filming in Chicago.
Well, the issue that I had with it is that the Lincoln Park Zoo, the animals escape all
Uh-huh.
the time. You find leopards on the street all the time. I thought, no one's going to give a shit if I throw a bear at this kid. And the kid was making faces at me, and I didn't like it.
That was a weird thing. If you notice, if you look through the filming of our show, you will often see just like a leopard walk through the background. And that's because that Lincoln Park Zoo is not well secured.
No.
No.
And the
And so,
animals are just walk about. The animal just goes, "Oh, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go to the bean. Take a selfie in the bean. See you
yeah.
later. Oh, I'm just an elephant, by the way."
It's funny when you said Lincoln Park Zoo, I almost heard your American accent come back.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's because I was talking on the phone so much with Kim Kardashian West, and you know how sometimes it's like I hear the accent and then it slips me back in, but it's like no, I live in England, you know. I
Right.
live in a castle in England, so like it's so far in the past for me. So
Hmm.
far in the past.
I understand that. Myself, I was on the train. I was riding the rails on the last episode,
Hmm.
trying to head towards visiting you in England.
I don't know how you can take a train across the ocean.
Well, I'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
But I did get thrown off that train, or rather, I was sort of lost the game of dominance of my particular boxcar.
What happened there?
So someone challenged me. It's a very formal process when you get challenged for dominance in a boxcar, and
Mm.
so there's a sort of I don't want to say a triathlon, but it certainly has three events that you have to face off against this person in. And it's just things like jousting, where one person gets on a train going the other way, and then as you pass each other, you just sort of joust at each other.
Then how do you get back on the train?
Well, that's the problem. I didn't make it past the first
I'm
trial.
so sorry that happened to
I got
you.
knocked right off that train and I rolled through. But the good news, look around. I'm in lovely New Mexico.
Yes, I thought
Yes,
that you were in the middle of a parking lot.
that's what New Mexico is.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were maybe doing like a funny little Zoom
It's not a
background.
Zoom background. No, this is an abandoned Walmart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's nicer than old Mexico. I mean, I don't want to say
Mm.
that. I mean, but I'll say this: I can't get the same over the counter drugs that I'm known for getting in old
Ah,
Mexico.
I'm so sorry. So are you just kind of staying put then?
No, 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 no. I definitely have a plan to get moving again. I haven't actualized it yet. The train didn't work out, so I'm gonna try some hitchhiking or something to get
Well, you
across
really
the.
do have to actualize a plan for it to actually happen.
Yeah.
That's sort of a secret that not a lot of people know, but I've been doing a lot of manifesting lately. I manifested talking to Kim Kardashian West. I manifested my twin children wanting to have dinner with me instead of the nanny, and it actually worked. I sat down with my children and I asked them how they were doing.
That's great. I know that's a big step for you because I know
I
that you
know.
don't like children.
I really don't love them. And the same could be said for my two children because there were two of them at once, and that felt like a lot.
Twin. Do you mean twins? Your kids aren't twins.
Yes, they're twins.
Oh,
Rhythm
okay.
and Blues. Other names.
Yes.
Yes.
Rhythm and Blues. Because your husband's name.
Cairo Alexander, famous director.
Cairo Alexander. So they're Rhythm Alexander and Blues Alexander. Their rhythm almost can work, but blues, that's a tough road to hoe.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
It's just sort of a tough name. I know,
You're making fun of my children's name.
I'm not making fun of your children's name. I'm just saying it's I was named Topher, and that's a lot of people think I shortened it from Christopher, but does Topher on the birth certificate.
Oh, I thought it was short for Toafstrudel.
No. And that is something that I would often request at craft services. But that's just a coincidence. That's a German dish that I quite enjoy that my mom used to make for me. Yeah.
You have a mother, you should go to her instead of the parking lot.
Well, she's not, we're not so much in I don't know where she is. She could be alive or dead. I don't really know.
Wow, now that I connected with my children for the first time in 5 years at our dinner table, I feel that one should actually reconnect with their family, with their mother.
You got big mommy vibes this week. You're coming off very matronly.
I just am I became really compassionate this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of the thing I'm working on, the thing I'm being, is thinking about others, caring for others, demanding that Kim Kardashian think about me when, I sent her a painting.
Mm-hmm.
If you posted about it, I would get more followers and I might get work, so it's like, I'm thinking of others.
Well, not to be outdone, I, of course, am having my own sort of micro celebrity drama with the wolves that lived in my house. They are following me across the country, it seems. They found me. They got my scent, I think. It's hard to miss, and they sort of have been hot on my trail, but I think I'm staying sort of one step ahead of them. You can't, I'm a street rat, from ever since the 90s, you know what I mean? So
is that hard how you describe yourself?
Yeah. I'm a big time street rat.
That is the song from Aladdin. Is that correct?
I've never seen that movie.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
But yeah, I know that I'm, my mom used to call me her little street rat.
Oh.
See,
adorable.
Look at that. As soon as I mention moms again, you just light up.
I know, it's like I start lactating when mothers are mentioned. It's just, I can't help it,
Yeah. And how's your relationship doing with your mom?
I don't know her.
Okay. Well, I think we should. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? I need to play the theme song to the show, and we still don't have a podcast theme, so I'm just going to play the show's theme song. And it was on Hulu last week, right?
It's on Amazon Prime now.
Oh, they bumped it. Okay. We're on Amazon.
Hello,
okay.
Mr.
Bezos. We're knocking on your door. We'd like some of that money. All right, I'm going to go into the theme song here, and then we'll start the podcast. Hey, welcome to the Fanny Falls Demon Hunter Rewatch Podcast. I'm Topher Jason.
Hello, I'm Letty Lamora. How is everyone doing today?
Did you chop off that last syllable of your name?
I'm working on it for my oil paintings.
Okay, so you're going from Lamora to Lamora?
Just for now, because it feels very French, and I think that is an attractive asset for an artiste.
Sure, yes. It's French for the more, I think. The plus.
Yes, it's French for Morocco.
Hey, that song, we just heard that song, the theme song to the show. Yeah, everyone knows it. You all hear it on your Rokus every week if you're rewatching the show with us. Our guest today wrote that song along with all the incidental music you hear in the show. We've been talking about her the past couple episodes. We thought, why not? I wrote her a letter. I asked her to come on the podcast. So we have with us this week, please welcome our guest, musical director of Fanny Falls Demon Hunter, Tigris O'Hara is with us. Hi, Tigris.
Oh, Jesus. Hi there. How you doing? How's it going? it's Tigris, everybody. Shout out to me, Tigris.
That's right.
Oh, hello. I
it.
remember
Oh,
you
hi,
would always
Letty.
say that. You would walk in and go, shout out to me. It was so
Shout
lovely.
out to me, Tigris.
Yeah, and then we would have to stop whatever we were doing if we were in the middle of a scene or anything. We would say,
always have
Tigris.
to stop my show power.
Oh.
Just shines off of me. I've
Yeah.
always been that way.
Oh, I was going to say, I remember you having so many wonderful stories of your time on Broadway.
Mhm.
Oh God, hell yeah, yeah. I was on Broadway. Well, let's see now. So I was on Broadway. Well, I started outside of the stairs of the Broadway steps, outside where all the actors come out after the show. I used to stand out there on a wooden board with tap shoes, eating cigarettes. And I would eat cigarettes. I'd say, how many bucks you got? They'd say $3. I'd say, okay, 3, I'll give you 3 little time steps and eat 3 cigarettes. Easy, quick $3. That's how I got noticed.
Were the cigarettes? I'm sorry, the cigarettes were your payment?
No, I had to provide my own cigarettes.
Okay.
I had to bring my own BYO cigarettes. Ever heard of it?
Dedication. That's dedication to your craft.
It's
So that
performance art.
That was part of the act. Part of the act was that you would tap and then eat cigarettes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the tap was really secondary to the eating of the cigarettes, though. The eating of the cigarettes is what drew crowds in from left and right, East Coast, West Coast, South. You get it, Canada. Everybody rolling in because they want to see the girl eating cigarettes. I'll show it to you. Ha cha cha.
You will, yeah. No, put them down. We don't. It's an audio podcast. So yeah, you started, and then you sort of got noticed on Broadway for that, and then got moved up into. Did you write? You had a musical that you wrote?
Yeah, I wrote a musical. It was so freaking bad. It was called Henny, Are You Home, Honey? And it was about a hen being home, or if it was gone, and it had a honey, and it would come home and say, I'm home. It went on for 18 hours, and then we were shut down.
That sounds relatable to me because I lived with wolves.
Sorry for those actors who put all that work in, and then it was shut down.
We had a full feather costume for the lead. Everything made of feathers, shut down.
Yeah,
a lot of good pillows.
And then the animal rights people were mad that you didn't use a real hen.
Yeah, screw those guys.
Well, it's like, but yeah, have you seen what happened to the hen in the third act?
Yeah, they'll be upset when they see that hen.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So how did you transition into television? Was Fanny your first show?
So Fanny was not my first show. After the eating of cigarettes and the Broadway, I had a little something. It was sort of like what now we would say Dr. Phil, but I sort of had that for myself. Except I only answered skincare questions. So really tailored towards skincare. I know nothing about skincare, nor am I a dermatologist. But again, I really think I rode on the eating cigarettes thing for a while. And that's how I got picked up for Fanny Falls. And I did the music on my Dr. Phil-like show as well. So I think that's really what caught their eye, that and my glistening skin.
Yeah, your skin is beautiful. I gotta say, as actors, we long for skin like that.
Oh, thank you, Topher. Jeez, that really means a lot coming from.
I do feel that I have skin quite like yours on account of I have been drinking fetal blood for the past 3 years.
Your own?
Jesus.
No, the fetal blood of my children. It really helps your skin. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a vampire facial, but.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm judging. I'm eating cigarettes.
Still. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Eating cigarettes. So.
I remember I would sometimes happen across your show on daytime television, and it was sort of like Harry Connick Jr.'s show now, where you'd be hosting and then you'd hop over to the piano and play yourself out to commercial,
Yeah, and I'd say, what I always say when I said at the beginning of the podcast? Oh yeah, shout out to me.
You would say, shout out to me. Yeah.
Shout out to me, Tigris.
That's right. That's right.
Hilarious.
But so when was it that you became known as a musical person? It was
right. So the Dr. Phil thing was minor. The little bit of music here and there, I'd kind of do the piano thing, actually tinkle myself on and off stage. But the music, people just started coming to me in the street saying, "Hey, you got an aura about you. Hey, what's that radiating? What's that oozing out of your pores? Is that music by chance?" And so I started to be like, hey, man, maybe I'm oozing music out of my pores. Maybe I ought to rub that on something, Maybe I ought to rub that oozing music onto something good.
I can't tell how much of this is metaphorical.
No, it's
all
not, it's
real.
completely literal.
Okay.
It is
Really, I can tell
100%.
that because that's happened to me in Los Angeles too, where people came up to me and said, "Oh, you have an aura about you. We really like your whole thing. Follow us. We're gonna put a blindfold on you for a second. Don't mind where we're going. You're in the back of the van, and now
Right.
you live with us." That
Right.
kind of thing. It happens in Hollywood, and people just don't understand unless you're there.
Yeah, when you're an artist, sometimes you get freaking kidnapped out of nowhere, put on a yacht, taken for a long time.
It's nice that your experience was on a yacht. I don't think Letty's was. Letty's was on like a compound.
He was in a compound in the desert
Yeah.
with a family.
Have you heard of the Children of the Sun Loom?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my middle name. No, I haven't heard of the Children of the Sun.
I don't. What do you? Well, Letty says the word family. I think they're often referred to as a cult.
This is a family that lived in Joshua Tree in the desert. You know, it's neither here nor there what the situation is or was or has been or will become.
Okay.
Was there any Sound of Music vibes?
No, definitely not. It was more of a hair vibe, you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, more of a
I can
naked
take it.
hippies, starving, race wars coming kind of situation. You understand?
I understand. I understand.
You understand, yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Oh, see, this is what happens. You talk to someone with an accent, you start picking it up.
So you understand. I do know that I remember before this show, you did a very famous theme song for a show. It was a wonderful sitcom on CBS.
Yes.
Dessert Hurts.
And doesn't it?
I know, that's what they said every time.
Yeah, but just so full. Oh, yeah. Dessert hurts. Yeah, I remember that that little ditty, dessert hurts, dessert hurts. I mean, it just came to me, honestly. It was immediate. It was like, they brought me on Fanny. They were like, well, yeah, you get it. Dessert hurts.
So good. It was, I mean, it's classic.
That was how, of course, Colby Clementine, the creator of the show, creator of Fanny, heard about you was because Dessert Hurts. And everyone, that theme song is classic. That's one that I've heard people sing it at karaoke.
Yeah. It doesn't even have context anymore. It just sort of lives on its own freely.
It's a living, breathing thing. The Dessert Hurts soundtrack. And so you met with Colby from that, and we always like to ask our guests, what was your first impression of Colby Clementine?
I said, wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. There is someone.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's absolutely true, actually.
That's exactly how it went in my head.
Indisputable. So you would work a lot. You did the theme song. You would do the score pieces.
Theme song score. Sometimes when I just had jingles for when the craft food guys would show up. I had jingles for when people would have to go to the bathroom off set. I'd be doing my little. It was a constant, nonstop earworms.
I've worked a little bit, and since the show, Letty, you've worked more than me, but I've never seen a musical director so much on the set.
You were on the set all the time.
Constantly.
Oh, absolutely. I asked if they could paint me in to certain sets. There's sets that I'm in, you don't even know I'm in.
You're in the background.
I'm in the back, I'm painted, I'm completely camouflaged, and I'm counting and a 1E and a 2E just to keep everyone on.
That's what we call an Easter egg, isn't it?
That's right. That's right, an Easter egg. I remember one scene we finished filming. We were filming an exterior, outside for the listener who's not in Hollywood. And we were just filming the scene, and then all of a sudden they called cut, and the mailbox got up and walked away. And that was you. And that
was
mailbox,
me.
Yeah, the mailbox didn't even feature into the scene. It was just in the background.
Classic being a mailbox, but also a music director. Classic.
Yeah. And so you would often we would often have to stop filming because you would get ideas watching us do the scenes, and you would just start humming a score to yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it would come through my body. I'd almost have a full-blown seizure, and it would just, yeah, kind of like that sort of coming out of me.
I remember seeing you do that, and I thought you were possessed. So I brought in a Ouija board the next day.
Oh, don't be mistaken.
Figure out, and then you took the Ouija board, and I remember you made music with it. You started clacking it together, and then of course it brought a spirit under the set that haunted us for a couple of weeks. But you had a grand time with it.
and don't be surprised when I say I did sell my soul to Satan a long time ago.
Wow. I mean, you would have to do the things that you do.
Yeah, that's so true. Look at what I'm doing out here, making music for everyone to enjoy, good wholesome family content.
I don't want to get too down in the weeds on this, but I would love to hear about you meeting Satan.
Oh, yeah.
What's he like?
Absolutely. So I always tell everyone Satan's sort of like my dad. He loves to tell jokes and go on and on and on. He's this tall, lanky little booger. Everyone loves him. The funny thing about Satan is the first thing he said is, I have to borrow that in regards to my outfit. And the reason I showed up, I actually choked on cigarettes, went straight to hell. So good to know when I do eventually kick the bucket. I will be going to hell. I momentarily lost consciousness, died, woke up, Satan asked to borrow my outfit, and then a Broadway star actually accidentally stepped on me on his way out of the theater, coughed up all the cigarettes, came back to life, and Satan and I have been pretty in cahoots since, you could say.
And that's when you found you had the musical gift.
Yeah, the musical gift.
Could you tell him I said hi?
Oh, absolutely.
I met him one time, and I swear to you, I said, "Oh my God, are you Satan?" And he said to me, "Who are you?" And that was the end of that interaction. So I want him to remember me, obviously, but I know he meets a lot of people, so I don't know.
Oh God, absolutely. Oh no, he'll remember you. I swear, he'll remember you. He remembers all the Fanny Falls people.
Oh, he does. Oh,
that means a lot.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that he remembers me because I see his face every time I close my eyes.
Oh, that's good.
So I wanted to bring the listener into something that they may not know that you do as a musical director, which is songwrites are expensive, you know. And so something that you would do, because Colby would insist that she wanted a song and then we wouldn't be able to afford it, and you would record a sound-alike. And so I brought in some of the sound-alikes that you use because they play in the background of song, like this first one. Like it plays in the background of one of the scenes in Fanny Falls. And if you weren't paying attention, you would swear that it was Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners.
I already, play it. Okay, I gotta hear it.
Come on, Christine, you know I have to leave. It's 4:30. I have my kid this week.
Yeah,
I remember.
Let's stop that one. It's just gonna play out. Yeah, see, really gotta listen to those saxophones.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know, I remember the woman that was based on.
Oh,
Christine.
She lost custody of her kids.
Oh, that's
Really?
so tragic.
So, yeah, it was based on a true story.
As a mother who does care about her children that she had dinner with one time this week, I can't imagine losing custody of my kids. You know, it was so hard to live in the desert without them for so long. So I just can't imagine.
Yeah, and if I had to not see my wolves for too long, I think I would really start to feel that sort of motherly pang.
I thought you were trying to get away from the wolves.
Aren't we all trying to get away from our family?
Wow, aren't we all trying to get away from the wolf inside?
Right, there's a wolf inside our family, and I don't see why mine's any different, just because it's an actual wolf.
That's very true, yeah.
Here's another one that you did, and this was, well, I guess you'll know what song it is when I play it, but here's this one.
Gork, shapoopy, dong, quack, shippity flippity bippity flippity, bop, ting tang, walla walla, bing bang, Scooby-Doo.
That one, okay.
I love that.
That one's wild.
I go fucking nuts for that one.
How do you come up with those words? You know, they just it's crazy. So
pretty much, I've had a out of body experience where I saw myself as a toddler.
Wow.
And I was scatting. And that's sort of what I was hearing. That shibbity boop boop bop boo. And I thought to myself, I was a genius even when I was a baby. Oh my God.
What's interesting about that one, that's obviously a sound-alike of mbop. And at one point, one of the words is mbop, but not where they say mbop in the Hanson version.
Yeah, and not to be mistaken with a word I invented as a baby, mbop.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm pretty sure I trademarked. Yeah, we got all the legality.
That's amazing that you invented that. I mean, there's so many things that I feel like I invent, and then it's like I don't have the rights to it.
No, you do.
Yeah, you say Scooby Doo at the end there. Is that a thing that you?
No, again, all of these Listen to me. All of these are words I invented as a baby in an out-of-body experience. What is not shaping up to you?
No, I mean, I do understand, you know, I obviously, as a mother, I can relate to having a baby. So I think that I know what it's like to have been a baby. Do you understand what I mean?
No, yes, I understand. I understand. I understand what you're saying.
I mean,
So
that's amazing.
It is. It's amazing work that you do. And I've wanted to see, I thought that this was maybe something you just did for Fanny, but you've continued working. What show are you working on right now?
I have continued working a lot. I am on that show, Big Old Townhouse by the Sun, which is pretty good. You have to be up at 3 a.m. to watch it, but if you are, it's good. I've been doing a lot of work on Slick Deck. It's a show about a boat with a slick deck. It's hilarious.
I tried to get an audition for that, and they told me we actually are filled up. And then I found out that was a lie. An assistant told me.
Yep, that's what they tell everybody that they can't have on the show. They say it's filled up, but it's because you're too agile. You wouldn't slip on the slippery slick deck.
That's true. I've always said, Letty, that you have very good footing.
I do, yeah. It's from all those days in the desert. I mean, that show is great. So if you could put in a word for me, I would love to attempt to slide off the slick deck.
Absolutely. I mean, between Satan and I, we will get you on that show.
But so this is one of the sound-alikes that you're still doing this, and you're the queen of it. This is one of the sound-alikes that you did for Slick Deck.
The measurement of my bust. The measurement of my bust. 34A, 36B, 38 double G. Hey, booby boobs, the measurement of my bust.
Yeah. So I guess at some point you just realized the words don't matter, and you really leaned into that. At least that's how it seems to me. Maybe these words actually mean a lot to you.
Well, to me, it was sort of like, in my mind, I was like, these melodies sound like they came from me. Maybe they might be mine, and I'm not gonna fight the other person and be like, that's my melody. I'm just gonna say we can both invent the same melody, and I would sort of do that. So I would just invent the same melody and then put better words to it. And in there, those measurements are the measurements that my boobs were throughout the different times in the show. Actually, which not a lot of people know.
That is a wide range.
34A, 36C, 38 double G, and back down to a 36C. So
are you okay? That sounds like that may be a cyst issue.
I think I was just getting full of music fluid. And it was just stuck in my titties. Like
I do remember that. I remember you having big fat naturals.
Yes.
At one point. They were so massive that they hit crew members when you turned to the side.
And there was often musical fluid sort of coming out of them.
Yeah. And I apologize then, and I apologize now.
Which I know, Letty, you can relate to.
But yours lactated, if I can remember, they lactated more of like a thick yogurt-like substance.
Viscous.
That's
the music. That's the music.
Yeah, it really filled up because you loved wearing those tank tops to really show off your cleavage.
Right.
And really filled those up, and sometimes would spill out on top. And you would go, lunch is served.
Shout out me.
Shout out you. That's truly a through line for you of sort of musical liquids throughout your career. Which sort of brings us to our next sort of sound alike that you did here. I'm gonna play this one.
Dirty chode, dropping loads, stumpy penis, not super long, thick and girthy, for your mama, take it home, dirty chode.
So let me be clear here. At the time, I was told that chode was sort of like a hamster. So I was under the impression that I was writing a song about finding a dirty hamster, taking it home, give it to my mom.
A thick, girthy hamster.
Yeah, thick, girthy hamster. The part where I say stumpy penis is sort of out of left field. Because it's more about a song about a hamster.
What does
but
it mean when you say dropping loads?
Dropping loads? Oh, you know, hamsters always doing their laundry in the street. Hamsters
That's
always
true.
dropping their
That's
laundry.
true. They have those hamsters that are in those little cars.
Right.
And they rap, I believe, and they wear jackets.
Right.
Mhm.
Hamsters are everywhere. So
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of maybe a Blockbuster commercial from the early 2000s.
I couldn't quite place it, but you know, I thought it was.
no, that's in nature.
I was angry because I'll tell you why I was angry, because I auditioned for that commercial and I did not get it, and then I tuned in to the telly and I saw, okay, they hired hamsters. Like, I didn't even know that hamsters could go in, read lines, slate the name, all that kind of thing, and you know, it kind of really actually still. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry because it stings to this day that I lost out work to
That, yeah, I remember that you, after that, you were like, well, maybe this is what I need to do, and you started living among hamsters for a long period of time.
I did it, yes, for a long period of time. I did it for 3 months, and I lived in a little cage.
Sort of on Wikipedia, it's they call it the second cult that you were in.
So it's kind of strange how many cults that Wikipedia says I'm in, because in my opinion, I lived by choice with the hamsters that were in the commercial that I lost parts to. And they rapped and sang songs, and we had a jolly old laugh every day. The only thing I did not like about it is that they do not bathe. And thus, for 3 months, I could not bathe. I'm sorry, is that a cult to everyone in the world? Is that a cult? Yes, we had to chant. Yes, we had to sacrifice something. I'm sorry, is that a cult? Is every chant and sacrifice and belief that an alien being is going to beam you up into the sky a cult? Okay, well then sue me, because I've been in 6.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know if you're counting Heaven's Gate, because you escaped.
Sorry.
You technically are the survivor of Heaven's Gate.
I'm the sole survivor of Heaven's Gate. And that, you know, that's a weight I carry with me every single day.
That's a heavy load.
It's a heavy load.
Yes, there, and we're back to loads. So why don't I just real quick play this? This is the last one from. This is from the Townhouse by the Sun show that you're working on now. But you sent me that. I noticed this, and I got them to send it.
That show stars Fiona Apple.
Yes, it does.
It's
And
very
also
interesting.
stars that kid who played Beans on Even Stevens.
Oh, I love him. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And I think the principal is played by Jonathan Lipnicki, who was the little
Yep.
kid in Jerry Maguire. Yeah,
I know
Little
this
Johnny
one.
Lippy Nicky.
Johnny Lippy. All right, here's this one.
Hello, swamp ass, my old friend. I've come to towel off again because I'm dripping something stinky, like my butt crack has a big leak, and my eyes they sting with the flash of a rancid ass. Hold the gas, the squish of swamp ass.
Beautiful. I mean, no one's got you beat on melodies, Tigris.
I mean, that melody, you wouldn't believe it. I was driving in the car listening to the radio. I heard a song. I loved it. I said, hold on a second. I pulled over. I wrote down a song and I loved it. And it was this song.
What was the song you heard on the radio?
I don't know. It just really inspired this song.
That's amazing.
Thank
And also
you.
your vibrato in the song when you sing Swamp Ass, it's impeccable.
Oh, that is
Thank
you.
So much. Yeah, I did a little guest vibrato on this one. So I kind of just came in and went like, whoa.
Yeah, you didn't do any of the
occasionally.
words. You just did the
No.
vibrato.
Just the vibrato.
So good. It's so
Thank
genius.
you so much. That makes me really happy. The swamp ass is a real thing. Can I get a
Yes.
AO?
It is. I've never- What is it?
I don't know. It's just like something worth a towel. You know, it's more than TP. It's a towel's worth.
I know that it's some people believe in it because this one was accidentally released on iTunes and it became like a #1 in
Yep.
South Korea.
Yep, that's true. And I did a little tour and we could only afford me. So I got on stage and just did the vibrato. That's
And
it.
if I remember correctly, you opened for Blackpink.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, because you were so big in South Korea. I mean, you suddenly were up there in the K-pop charts with all them.
Yeah. It really came out of nowhere, kind of. And then I kind of got back on my cigarette eating grind, and it sort of got out of control. And now they don't respect me as much as they once did as a, you know.
I don't know if that's true, Tigris. You're one of this industry's greats. You're a tigress of industry.
Hey,
I like to say.
you knock it off now.
We're happy to have you here, and I hope you'll stick around. We're gonna dive into. We're on episode 3. We're going through all the episodes, Tigris, and we're on episode 3, Mermaid in America.
I freaking love that episode.
Yeah, and so we're gonna talk about your work on it. We're gonna talk all about it, and we'll be back with Tigris O'Hara right after this break. Hey guys, what's up? It's Topher and Letty here.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm just being casual.
Yeah, this is. It says on the ad read here to be casual for this one.
It says, "Hey, sup."
Yeah, so you'll notice I'm wearing a pair of 501s, Levi casual fit 501s for this one.
I'm wearing a sweatsuit that says "juicy" on my arse.
It does, and juicy, boy, that juicy is a good thing to be talking about, because we're here to talk about Juice Box today.
We're here. It's a subscription service box full of juice boxes.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, and all different things that you didn't even know could juice.
Yeah, we're talking steak.
Yeah,
mushroom juice.
Right away, steak was month 1 for me when they signed us up. Steak juice was month 1 for me, and it was delicious. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to put some A1 on this for sure, but no, it was delicious as is, and it went right down. I got my iron, my fiber.
I've been using them as mixers. As you all know, I make my homemade elixirs. So I'm mixing them with my elixirs. So I'm getting, toasted in the evening with, some of these, I had the steak juice, the mushroom juice, and acetone juice. It's just really juices of anything, and it's marvelous.
There was one that was just the stuff that's in the jar of chickpeas.
Yeah.
Aquafarva, I think they call it. And that has really it doesn't smell great. I'll say that. None of these smell great, but it's once you get them inside you feel great.
And the wonderful thing about them is that they come in the same packaging as a Capri Sun. So you have to stab it, and so that scent and the juice itself really does fly up at you before you even get the chance to taste it.
Yeah, I know that helps you, because you often light your incenses that you make or your candles that you make. But I think that sort of lets the burden off the candles for a little bit.
Absolutely. I love it when my entire home is filled with that juice that comes in a jar of olives.
And Tigris, we got you a subscription for this too, by the way, for being on the podcast. The good people at Juice Box.
We gifted it to you as a present.
Heck yeah. I'm going to make a big old broth and put myself in it.
Oh, chicken broth is one of them. Yeah,
it's chicken broth juice is technically what it's called. It's not technically chicken broth. It's chicken broth juice.
Yeah, juice.
Tilapia broth that I never even thought could exist as a juice. And when I drank this tilapia juice, I have to tell you, I did not like it, but I drank it.
You drank
it. It's great, and we love a sponsor.
They pay us, yeah. And we are looking for sponsors, by the way.
We would love some different ones. That we are not forced to taste.
To ingest.
All 12 of.
Yeah, because that is sort of contractually, like, we can't just give these to someone else or get them. We do have to taste them and testimonial about them.
Yummo.
I got a cousin who sells these little boxes, but with tires in them.
Sure.
Oh, yeah?
All right, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, talk to that. We would love to get tire of the month on here. If we could get their numbers.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to his cousin.
And we'll cut all this part out of the episode. So here we're gonna edit point, and then we'll come back in. So check out Juice Box. You heard us talking about how much we love it, and you're gonna love it too. Go to juicyjuicebox.com and use the promo code Letty. And they named their Letty lettuce juice after you.
Yes, they named the lettuce juice after me, and I got to tell you, it tastes so good when you mix it with Fuego de Grandacio. Yum.
And what is that? I know I'm in New Mexico right now, but can you translate that for me?
Yes, it means radish juice.
Okay, that's what I thought. So check that out and do use the promo code Letty. Hey, we're back on the podcast. We're here to listen to some clips that I have pulled from episode 3, Mermaid in America. Big episode. First appearance of Jasmine, the witch. Spoiler alert. And in fact, this first scene I pulled is the first scene in the episode. It's Jasmine's first appearance. Why don't we just jump right into it?
Exciting, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Who are these girls again?
You know, actually, Fanny, it's pretty sad. Their last school, Cousteau High, flooded. They're the only survivors.
And that's why all 3 of them are in wheelchairs?
God, I'm so jealous.
Ophelia!
What? Look at their feet. Sticking out from underneath those poor girls' wheelchair blankets are beautiful Manolo Blahniks that will never touch the floor. They'll remain pristine forever. It's honestly the best case scenario for a shoe lover.
Hey, quick question. What were you and the Tin Man doing when they were handing out hearts?
Charles, do you really want to hear the stories of what I've done with 10 men?
Let me just stop you before you open that can of okra. He said 10 man, you know, from the Wizard of Oz, not 10 men.
Oh. Unrelated, but I do miss our field hockey team. What happened to them again?
Well, they drowned, of course, while playing an away game at...
The same school these girls just transferred from? Something ain't right here, Miss T.
Is it the hackneyed blanket wheelchair combo that all 3 of these girls went for? It's like, hello, FDR called, and he'd like to have a little fireside chat about you stealing his style.
You shouldn't make fun of people's appearance.
Can I help you, Miss...
Jasmine Feinberg. I'm the 4th transfer student from Cousteau High.
And you have legs!
Yeah. All day.
I'm sorry, you know that voice in your brain that stops you from saying rude things? Ophelia's has pretty much constant laryngitis.
What? This is not true. Mercedes, I told you not to wear blue eyeshadow. It makes you look like a Russian whore.
God, she is just hot enough to be that rude, isn't she?
It's a squeaker for sure. I think what my esteemed colleague was trying to say was that those 3 other girls all sustained pretty major injuries from the school flooding, but you got away without a scratch, huh?
Look, if you know what's good for you, you'll keep your nose out of things that don't concern you. Don't go digging into what happened at Cousteau High, and stay the hell away from me.
Didn't you come up to us?
Oh yeah, you're Miss Thickness, the gym teacher, right? I need you to sign this form saying my gym credits from Cousteau High transfer so I can join the swim team.
Oh, sure, no problem. Nothing wrong with making sure you're getting all your physical education in. It's like we used to say back in Ottawa, better to be a toonie than a loony. But that's, regional money jokes. Better to be a loony than a toonie.
Yeah, whatever. Thanks. Now, stay the hell away from me.
I can't be the only one who got the hooby-joobies from Swim Team Girl, right?
Well, I guess we're in the deep end now.
All right, there we are. We're off, just like that. You're muted, Letty. There we go.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My husband was screaming in the other room, so I had to mute for a moment.
That's okay.
He was screaming he had a negative review for one of his films.
Oh no, his new one?
Yes, it's the newest one.
Oh, okay.
The Speedy and the Salacious. It's his action film about road runners that are sexy.
Okay, I liked it.
Apparently the premise doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but
That's fair. Let's jump into. First of all, we got to talk about Jasmine. It's her first appearance. Everyone knows we got Nutella on the show. She was a famous child rapper before she joined our cast. Capital N-U-T Ella. And she was a delight to work with on the show. A very sweet girl. I've written her a letter asking her to be on the podcast. I hope that she'll receive it and make it on the show. But also, not to be outdone, Tigris, the music in that scene, the violin hits at the end.
You like that? Yeah. I just wanted it to kind of sound like little tiptoeing little the whole time until you just want to freaking rip your hair out.
Yeah, some say it's too many. It's too many hits on the strings.
Not enough. I said not enough.
And some say I already died, but here I am.
I did hear those rumors. I think TMZ has reported your death 3 times in the last couple of years. Yeah.
Yep. One of them said I was the Segway person who segued off a cliff, and I did not do that. But I could have potentially invented the Segway. That might have been me. I don't know.
But you did die once, and that was when you Of course,
the
sold your soul to the
cigarettes.
devil. Yeah, sold your soul to the devil to be able to make things like this.
That's a pivotal point in my life when I really think back on it.
Yeah,
Huge.
you sort of you drop that kind of casually, but
Just wow, I was so young.
So young, full of dreams.
but we can't not talk about while we have you here, Fanny's Hunch music, which we heard there. I'm gonna play it real quick for us. Of course, we heard that once an episode whenever Fanny would have a hunch.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How did you? The fans want to know how you created that noise.
They're not gonna like it. Okay. They're not gonna like it. But have you ever tried to silence a fart by squishing your butt cheeks
there's more.
together? It sort of does this like sound sort of thing.
Okay.
Anyway, you get it.
Yeah,
It's,
I hear it. I hear
that,
it.
but more like an alien doing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of was my inspiration.
You sort of look like you've been holding that in, and that's you're getting that off your chest.
That
Your
hurt
38
say.
double G chest.
That hurt my 38 double G chest to say. I held that in so long. I've never told anybody about my inspiration for that noise. It haunts me to this day.
Nah, I don't look. It doesn't matter. That's like they say. Yesterday was originally going to be called scrambled eggs before John Lennon got his hands on it. So there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't matter where you get your inspiration from. All that matters is you get it.
Hey, thanks. How much I owe you for that free counseling?
But seriously, if you do have money, that would be
I feel
helpful.
like you used to say that all the time on set, Topher, because we would find you huffing glue, I believe. And then when we said, "What are you doing?" you would say, "You can get your inspiration anywhere. You don't have to question where it comes from."
I want to correct one thing. Glue sticks. I was having glue sticks, because that's, it's not as concentrated. It's a little bit of a more sort of kid-friendly high.
It's good for children.
Well, it puts you in more of a child. Like, it's good if you're going to be around children, which I might recommend to you now. But
that sounds wonderful.
It puts you in more of a childlike state that you can sort of appreciate things and babysit well and get good ideas for screenplays, which, I have upwards of, I think, 2 unpublished screenplays. 3. I have 3 unpublished screenplays.
Unpublished screenplays, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would love to get my grubby paws all over those.
Nothing to make me. Hey, if I got someone like you attached, Tigris. I
don't even know what it's about, but I already am like doo do da da dee dee da do da da dee da da do. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay,
that's it.
Awesome over.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk, because Ophelia, you're not, I didn't pull the rest of your clips for this episode, so do we want to talk about your B plot and sort of what becomes of you for the rest of the episode?
Sure, absolutely.
I called you Ophelia. That's how
I know.
I'm back there in that place,
Are you in character? Well, so you didn't pull any clips of after I walk off there.
No.
Because if I remember correctly, the B plot involved me walking off and trying to get a job at Orange Julius. And I remember Kobe yelling that this is important, and I kept saying, I don't know how this relates to the rest of the show. It feels like my character should really, go investigate everything with everyone else. And she said, no, you have to try to get a job at Orange Julius by pretending that you're a sexy orange.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But and you say that people didn't like it. I think it's really connected to people. People still go on sort of pilgrimage to the Lincolnwood Town Center Orange Julius where we filmed that.
Yeah, they really do. And I have people. I mean, I when I go out in public, sometimes people will throw an orange at me, and I'll be like, "Oh, ha ha,"
And that's we're sure that's related.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't see why it wouldn't be an homage to this particular episode.
Because I've been with you some of those times. It's not always an orange. Sometimes
Yes.
just other fruits.
I think that some people try to get crafty, but they mean an orange. Even if it's tomato, applesauce.
Has anyone ever thrown a gourd?
Of course, yes. But see, they're orange-ish, so it makes sense. It all kind of goes together. And I love the fans. I love my fans. Don't you all? I love them. Shout out to my fans.
Can't argue with that. So yeah, a lot of Orange Julius stuff. And it's sort of, we're like, where's the demon aspect You know,
And
so
there wasn't one.
there
And
wasn't
I,
one.
I asked Kobe, I said, well, can the manager of the Orange Julius be possessed? You know, that would be fun. And then she screamed at me about how I'm questioning her artistic integrity, and that also she was dating a real manager of an Orange Julius,
Yeah.
and that he needed business.
I sort of think the whole thing was based around she was dating the manager of this Orange Julius, and she told him, "Oh, we can film there."
And I believe if I remember correctly that it is him, the manager, for real, and he was not an actor.
No, and you can tell.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
she made me play that guy's birthday party just for free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do when you play those songs? What do you do? When you play live, just the vibrato?
Yeah, mostly the vibrato. I play I like the slide whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need much to go along with just the vibrations, as was said before, but
good vibration.
Occasionally a cajon, occasionally a little drum I like to sit on, but that's pretty much it.
You don't play the drum.
No, I just sit on it.
Okay.
I just like to sit.
I just have to add, would a stool give the same effect?
No. What are you, silly? No, we can have
I am silly.
stool.
I'm famously silly.
Okay, you flirting? Oh my goodness. I'm embarrassed to watch.
All right, so let's jump in. You know what? Let's just move on here to the second clip I pulled. This is in the locker room for the swim team, and we see Jasmine sort of doing a spell, and Fanny comes in to stop her because we don't know what Jasmine's deal is. So let's jump into that right here. This is Act 2 of Mermaid in America.
Carpe Piscinam. Hi, Praesido Stultus Albus Alumni. Carpe Piscinam.
You know, my guidance counselor told me Latin was a dead language. I guess rumors of its death were greatly exaggerated. Rumors of yours won't be.
Well, if it isn't the chair of the can't mind their own business caucus.
Sorry, never been much of a model UN girl. Not much for swim team neither. Wanna try wrestling?
This is your last warning, Falls. Don't get in my way.
What happened at Cousteau High ain't gonna happen here. Because
I
I
am
am sworn to fight evil.
Wait, what?
And then from commercial, we go back into this scene.
So you're a witch? Like a real one? Oh, broomsticks. I thought you was the big bad.
I guess that's my fault for huffing and puffing. I just thought some pretty girl was going to get in my way of stopping those girls from what they did at Cousteau.
Wait, back up. You think I'm pretty? Wait, back up even farther. Those girls? You mean the other Cousteau High transfers?
That's right. They're dangerous, Fanny. They drowned the entire school. My friends, my teachers, even the janitor that gave me cigarettes during lunch. I was part of a coven of teen witches at Cousteau High. We used the chemistry lab after school for teaching each other spells. We told the teachers it was all for 4-H Club because, well, it's Chicago. No one knows what the hell 4-H is.
Head, Heart, Hands, and Health. It's an agriculture-based youth outreach program. Teaches you riding, hay baling, lassoing.
We're from wildly different worlds, aren't we?
Shutting up now. Please continue.
When I realized what was happening, I tried to find the rest of the coven so we could do some defensive magic, but it was too late. They flooded the entire school. I was only able to save myself, so I swore I would never let it happen again.
I'm really sorry about what happened at Cousteau, but I don't think you need to worry anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, handicapped people are just as capable as anyone else, but I'm pretty sure I could handle 3 girls in wheelchairs.
Fanny, did you think it was weird at all that 3 girls in wheelchairs joined the swim team?
Well, there's this whole new movement about being politically correct. What was I going to do, say they're not allowed to swim? I mean, swimming is just mostly arms anyways, right?
Those blankets aren't just tuberculosis chic. They have tails under there. They're mermaids, Fanny.
Oh.
That's it? Just oh? You don't think I'm absolutely bonkers?
My first week here, I popped a demon's head like a grape because he was giving people boners. Nothing's crazy anymore.
Well, I guess now it's my turn to oh.
So the mermaids, what's their play?
The big swim meet is this Friday. Unless we can figure out how to stop them, they're going to turn this school into Atlantis High faster than you can say Daryl Hannah.
Well, those little mermaids made one big mistake. They became part of my world.
Wow, Tigris.
It's
I
good
mean,
work.
you are the third. You're the third star of that
Great.
scene.
Yeah, it's
Like-
good work. I listened back to it and I almost hear like Radiohead before its time. You know, that's like
Yeah.
kind of like the chord I'm striking during
Yeah,
that. Does anyone hear that?
I do need to point out
Definitely.
for the listener that Radiohead was active already at the time.
They
Yeah,
were
but it was
active.
like, yeah. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. You were just riding
but-
your own wave.
But I was Radiohead in a way. It could have
Yes.
been. We could have been doing dual careers. Same
Exactly.
thing. And
You could have done any of the things they did, and they could have done any of the things that you did.
No. I
I
think I
did-
could have done any of the things they did, you know, but
Yeah.
the other way around. Of course.
I did Radiohead once. We were all at a party together.
Yeah.
And
It was a sex party.
Oh.
Okay. Well, did you introduce yourself to Tom?
Yes, I did. I said, "Oh, you're Tom, the Tom York of Radiohead," and he said, "Oh my God, it's Denise Richards." And it wasn't, of course, it was me,
you,
Letty, and
Right.
I went with it.
Yeah, you didn't correct him, huh?
No, but I think he did know who I was. I think he was just joking.
How many jobs have you gotten because people thought you were Denise Richards?
Approximately 5.
Okay, all right.
And I went on a couple of dates with Charlie Sheen because he did not know for sure.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I
she
was-
had to date him after that when he discovered that was not my name.
I see. Okay, yeah. I mean, Tigris, I don't even know where to start. We got the sad piano music that you killed, the sort of, I think I heard a little Mermaid homage at the end there.
yeah, you did hear that. Under the sea, faintly in the background. It was so quiet though, you wouldn't hear it, but I put it in there. Like
Yeah.
1%, just under the sea. Just, yeah, I like that you picked up on that. That's good. You got a keen ear.
Thank you. That comes from living with the wolves. I think they have very keen hearing. Well, let's jump into the last scene here. This is the climactic scene of the episode where Fanny and Miss Thickness are being chased down the hallway of the school by the mermaids. Here we go.
It's okay, Fanny. As long as we're on dry land, they have to stay in their wheelchairs. They'll never catch up to us.
Tell them that, Miss T. They're gaining on us.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, dear God, this hallway's built on a decline.
Fanny, Miss T, over here.
Good looking out, Charles.
Whew, those mermaids almost had us. What room are we in anyways?
I don't know. I didn't want to turn on the light.
Well, that makes perfect sense, but I think they're gone now. It surely will be perfectly safe to just pop this light switch on and check out our surroundings and... Pool! Pool! We're in the pool area! Charles, you total hoser! This is the worst place! This is the place the mermaids love best!
They're here. You will join us underneath the water. Everything will join us underneath the water.
Whoa, the water's rising.
I can't fight them in the water, Miss T. We're bound.
Hey, sea cows.
Wait. You cannot harm us with your magic.
You know, that is so rude. I'm not just a witch. I have several other personality traits that you never bothered to learn. For example,
She plays electric guitar too. Gad, she's cool.
oh, thank you. That actually means a lot. My parents never really supported my musical pursuits, but I always knew I'd make a big splash.
Well, that was quite a shocking experience.
Well, I guess these girls really kept up with current trends.
I always knew I liked the swim team because of the electric atmosphere.
What?
Oh, I said...
No, what? You know, like the unit of power equivalent to 1 joule per second?
Oh.
Well, I tried. Good job killing the mermaids, everyone. Now let's go bury these fishy baddies. God, at least they weren't centaurs.
Wow, what an episode.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, what an amazing turn that episode takes. And I actually didn't even know what happened in that episode until right now.
Yeah, because you are not in sort of the
No.
A plot.
When all of that was happening, I was trying to, as an orange, get a job at Orange Studios.
I guess the first thing we haven't even mentioned yet who plays the three mermaids.
Right.
Yeah, so we should all mention that. I guess I'll say one of them, and just sort of we all get to reveal one.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, they all went on to do such great things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of them was Ricky Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who was already, a little famous at the time, so it's kind of like a cameo for her.
Yeah, wild casting. But we sort of did that stunt casting. That's why we didn't have as much money for the songs.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
She did appear in it, and it was, a little goofy cameo for her, but for others, it was a bit of a step forward. I don't know if you recognize Beck as one of the mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
Musician Beck.
Because it was sort of like when it happened on the air, everyone was like, "Oh, it's Ricky Lake and two strangers that we don't know." But now, of course, we know that it's Beck
and it was
Wendy.
Beck and
Who was
Wendy
it?
Williams.
Wendy Wilson
Wendy Williams.
from Wilson Phillips.
Yeah.
That one too. Sorry, I thought her name was.
Oh no, what? No, you're right.
Oh, this whole time you thought that it was Wendy Williams, Letty?
I thought it was Wendy Williams in there, and when everyone talked about the Wendy Williams show, I thought, oh my God, how marvelous she has a show.
It was one of the mermaids. No, it was Wendy Wilson. Yeah, from Wilson Phillips.
They're not the same Wendy.
They're not the same Wendy, no. You can sort of hear, when the mermaids are dying, you can sort of hear that beautiful melody in Wendy Wilson's voice.
Oh, that makes a little more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can we talk about the that guitar solo that you did for this one, Tigris?
That was my nephew.
Really?
My 11-year-old nephew. I said, Jason, get in your room and learn this freaking guitar solo, or we're not even doing Christmas. Now, am I his parents? No, I can't do that. But he was 11 and he said, okay. 3 years later, he comes out of the room, able to play that riff.
So this was a long con.
Yeah, it was a long con. He went from the age of 11 to 14, grew a beard, aged a lot, became an incredible guitarist. And that's what I tell people when they ask me for parenting advice. I'm just like, just tell them what to do.
Yeah. And then you just stuck him in there, you make him look, because he didn't know how to play guitar at all when you
No. I didn't even put a guitar in there. I just put a theory book. Yeah. And I said, go.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. It's amazing, honestly, that I'm not sure if I started today, I could do that in 3 years.
Yeah, well, better get going.
I'm gonna try it with my children. I think that's a grand idea.
You should.
Because as of right now, I try to get them interested in the arts. I tried to get them involved in my oil paintings. They scream at me. They say, no, we want to hang out with our nanny. We don't like you. She's young. She's cool. Dad might be sleeping with her. Stuff like that. And I think, what is wrong with you two?
Because a lot of those oil paintings are them in rather violent situations.
I don't see it that way. That's an interesting interpretation. That is the beautiful thing about art, is that you can interpret it however you want.
So like in the one, and I'm just seeing behind you in the Zoom window, I'm seeing that there's one of your children pushing another one into traffic.
Oh, do you think that was my children? I thought that was the ghost of Christmas future pushing capitalism into the traffic.
No, I see that.
This is why you can't judge art until you get a full explanation from the creator.
You have to read the plaque.
You need an audio commentary, you need a plaque, you need behind the scenes, and you need a watch along podcast.
And like I've always said, I'm willing to do many interviews to talk about art.
You have always said that.
Yeah.
I think that's your Twitter bio.
I'm willing to do, it says willing to do many interviews. Contact me, and then it lists my home phone number.
And I have been meaning to tell you, you spelled many wrong. So you've been contacted for very short interviews.
Oh.
Have you been doing a lot of TikTok interviews?
I've done a Vine interview.
Okay. Was that recently?
It was 6 seconds long, yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump into, we're almost done here. Tigris, thank you for being our guest. We have a question of the week. Here to do. And this question comes from Twitter user @RealDannyDeVito. Yeah. I'm not sure. There wasn't a blue check mark, so I'm not sure if that's actually.
Well, I don't
Here's
have a
the
blue check
hoping.
mark, so you don't know.
That's true. They won't give either of us one. Do you have one, Tigris?
Yeah, of course I have a check mark.
You do, yeah, yeah.
I
It's,
came out of the womb with the check mark.
yeah.
Interesting.
This question says there's a rumor that you all got matching tattoos after working on the show. Do you guys want to go into that?
Oh my god. They know about the meatball on the thigh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just, and Tigris, you got it too.
yeah, I was there.
It's a funny story.
Inside joke.
Yeah. Colby became furious at Thora, who plays Fanny, my ex-wife. Colby became furious at Thora one day and started throwing everything she could at her from the craft services table.
There's a whole stack of meatballs. And for some reason, it was meatball day, and that
It
was
was.
the entirety of our lunch that day was just a tray of meatballs.
Meatball day. I special requested
It was
that.
Meatball Monday. Meatball Monday every Monday.
Oh,
and
God.
she threw one at Fanny, and for some reason Thora, and it just stuck to her thigh.
Stuck to her thigh for the
Yeah.
for hours.
For
hours. We
hours.
couldn't get it off. It was like suction cup to her thigh.
We may have to get our craft services guy on the podcast talking about it, because I ended up having to take her to a hospital to get that meatball off her thigh.
Oh
But
my
it
god, really?
Yeah, but it left a mark. It's still there. You can see it. You see it when she does a nude scene in a movie. You can see that mark is still there. So we all decided, sort of as a brotherhood thing, to get that tattooed onto our thighs.
But it's interesting that she didn't do it.
No, well, she has it on her body naturally.
I know, but I was just thinking, and I remember at the time I said that after we got it, I said, "Oh, I thought we were all getting it because you were going to get it to cover the mark," and she said, "No, it was a you guys thing."
Yeah.
So now we all just have it forever.
She often would say that to me when we were married and dating. I would say, Happy Valentine's Day. I got us dinner reservation. And she said, "Oh no, that's more of a you thing."
Yeah. The cool star thing to do,
Yeah, I often felt like I was sort of a paparazzi in our relationship. But, this isn't what I came to talk about. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about our personal relationships.
No, I mean, we would love to have her on, though. I'd love to have her on the podcast.
I have written her several letters.
Okay, cool. I just want to double check about it again.
Yeah.
Put it
I
up.
have since last week, I've found some of the lovely post office boxes here in New Mexico. And by the way, don't think every time I go up to a mailbox, I don't shake it a little bit to make sure it's not Tigris. You know what I mean?
That would be something I would do.
But so I've been sending her still more letters, many pages. But so we'll see. I don't know. I don't think she's going to do the podcast. But
My meatball tattoo got infected, though. So now it looks a little bit like a meatball spawning off of a bigger meatball.
My meatball tattoo was so big. Everybody got like a 2-inch meatball. And then I went up to get mine and it was like 8.5 inches in diameter. It was freaking huge. I'm like, what? And everyone else's is so small.
It like wraps around your
Yeah.
leg.
It's basically your full leg.
Yeah, and they filled mine in, so it's really dark.
I've seen it.
Cool,
I've seen it at pool parties and stuff.
I was just honored to have been asked. I thought it was a little weird, to be honest, that I was a part of it, but hey.
It was mostly cast and you were there on the set every day. So
yeah, there I was. Shout out me.
Shout out you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, on that note, Tigris, we can't thank you enough for being here. Is there anything you want to plug coming up?
I just want to tell the kids out there, just eat cigarettes because you don't know where it'll take you. Flow like a butterfly, swing like a dick. And
I see now you're reading off your other tattoo.
Yeah, I do. That was a callback to when we all got those other tattoos. Which, by the way, that tattoo is a lot bigger than everyone else's too. But I don't know what kept happening.
Well, Tigris, we thank you enough. You're one of this nation's great musicians. You're doing. I understand you're doing vibrato at Coachella this year.
Yep, I will be there, just kind of setting up my own table and cloth on the ground sort of situation. So see you there, Coachella.
Yes, I will try to go as well, just to be seen. You never know. I'm hoping this is the year that I obviously get nominated for a BAFTA. So Maybe attending Coachella will be the answer.
Maybe
That would
stranger
be
things have
special.
happened. I know our buddy Danny DeVito likes to go to that
Well,
thing.
Stranger Things, I auditioned for that and I didn't get the part of the monster, but that's all right. You know, we keep persevering.
They would not stop asking me to play that role, which was weird.
You
'Cause
gonna have to play that role.
they kept asking me to play the monster. They kept saying, and this was hurtful, they kept saying, we won't need to do makeup. You could just get out your car and walk onto the set.
That's really wow.
Yeah, and so there's the one time I turned down a role because it hurt my feelings. But
Well, this is kind of awkward because they also asked me to do that role, but they just asked my meatball tattoo to do it. So that's kind of crazy because I also could have done it, but I didn't. So
wow, who knew that all three of us were so close to playing the monster?
Wow, it's amazing.
Our career started with monsters, and still to this day we're fighting our own monsters, aren't we, Letty?
Every single day.
But you guys, we're here to help you keep fighting your monsters. I know that's why the show means so much to so many people. So keep fighting your monsters, keep it Fanny, and keep it falling. I'm gonna figure that one out.
Keep falling on your fanny.
Keep falling on your fanny.
It means vagina where I live.
That's right. And write to us on Twitter and take care. Good night. Bye-bye. We're out.
Hey guys, Andy Fleming here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Fanny Falls Demon Hunter. I hope you can hear how much work went into it, so it thrills me that anyone at all listens to it. All the TV show clips and sound-alike songs are available now on our Patreon, patreon.com/dumbfun, where you can support this show for as little as $2 a month, plus get bonus content from 30 characters and Musical the Movie, the podcast. Come on Christine and Nglark were written and performed by me. Sound of Swamp Ass, Measurement of My Bust, and Dirty Chode, written and performed by our amazing guest this week, Ashley Leisten, as musical director Tigris O'Hara. This week's episode also featured Mandy McKelvey as Thora Ann Green as Fanny Falls, Sarah Shockey as Brett Bilkerson as Miss Thickness, the first appearance of Jessica Mance as Nut Ella as Jasmine, Stephanie Weber as Letty Lamora as Ophelia, and Stephanie Weber as whoever we said played the mermaids, and little old me, Andy Fleming, as Charles. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks when we'll be discussing episode 4 of Fanny Falls, House Always Wins. Until next time, keep falling on your fanny. Fun, dumb.